Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai. Dr. NGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai.
Empower yourself and realize the importance of contributing to the world by living your talent. Work on what you love. You are responsible for the talent that has been entrusted to you. With that being said, a very good evening to one and all present here. Hope everyone is safe and sound at your end. Entrepreneurship is neither a science nor an art. It is a practice. Well, I'm Niveda Rajat, Assistant Professor from the Department of Human Resource Management, shall be your host for the day. It's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to the dynamic and prominent academician of our institute, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi Madam, our Vice Chancellor. And at this occasion, I welcome our guest of honor and speaker for the day, Mr. Ramaprasad, Director at CAAD Center, a global network of diversified skill development institutes. I would also like to give my heartiest welcome to all the dignitaries and the eminent organizers of this faculty development program on entrepreneurship development. Before we commence, I would like to inform all the participants that the feedback cum assessment form for both the sessions will be available tomorrow in the YouTube description box. I repeat, the feedback cum assessment form for both the sessions will be available tomorrow in the YouTube description box. I now call upon Dr. Jain, Head of the Department, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, Madam.
Good afternoon to one and all. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of the Department of Human Resource Management, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute University, for this faculty development program on entrepreneurship development. Heartfelt thanks to our Pro-Chancellor, Dr. A.C. Shanmugam, and to our Honorable President, Engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar, for their never-ending motivation and support for conducting various programs. Leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. This quote comes true for our eminent Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi Madam, who always empower us. She's such an elegant person who always guides us in all the ways. Hearty welcome and thanks for gracing this occasion, ma'am. True leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. These words comes true with a wonderful, enthusiastic and motivational woman who never ever give up anything easily. She is none other than our Dr. Malini Pandey, Joint Registrar of Humanities and Science. She is an entrepreneur who is running 2 organizations on her own. She is a role model for many women entrepreneurs. We feel proud to welcome and thanks for your presence, ma'am. Don't wait for opportunity, create it. He has created and proved it. Becoming a successful entrepreneur is not a one-day task. Though his hard work and dedication, he has come up as a successful entrepreneur. We feel proud and honored to have you with us today, sir. Welcome and thanks for your acceptance, Mr. Ramaprasad from CAAD Center, who is an CEO of the company. A good education can change anyone. A good teacher can change everything. Teachers are the leaders to uplift the students. The main objective of this faculty development program is to train the students to be job creators and not to be job seekers. This is our university motto. Besides, how to make the students a successful entrepreneur and what are the necessary skills required to enrich their knowledge to bring them up. Today, we are going to enhance our knowledge through the topic, Essential Entrepreneurship Skills. A cheerful welcome to all the participants from all over the world. A warm welcome to all the dignitaries of our universities and a special thanks and welcome to our technical support team members, Ms. Akshaya and Mr. Ganesh Babu for their never-ending support. Once again, I welcome you all for this first day faculty development program on entrepreneurship management. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. I now call upon Dr. Malini Pandey, Joint Registrar of Humanities and Science, to deliver the Felicitation Address. Over to you, Madam.
So a very good afternoon to all of you. Can you hear me clearly? Hello?
Yes, Madam. Yes, Madam, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, a very good afternoon to all of you. So I think this topic, entrepreneurship, is something that always interests me, and because I have been doing something related to this before I joined full time here, and then when I came, I joined the university full time. I was obviously, I'm right now busy with my academic pursuits, but I do enjoy talking on this topic because it's very interesting and very important for today's generation. We strongly believe in making our students job creators than job seekers. That is the motto of our university, and we encourage entrepreneurship across across all our disciplines. We have a separate entrepreneurship cell. We have programs on entrepreneurship development across all the curriculum of different departments. So Dr. MGR University puts a lot of stress on entrepreneurship training for the students. I was actually expecting that students will be there in the audience. So initially I thought I would give some tips on what they need to do throughout their learning phase here in the campus to hone their entrepreneurship skills. But after realizing that this is an FDP, it's great to talk to the mentors of the students who will probably pass on some knowledge which they gain through this program to the student community. So I would like to then probably address the teachers here and start from how they need to create an environment of entrepreneurship from day one in the class. How do you do that? See, the student walks into the classroom, into the campus with set ideas of certain types of jobs that they want at the end of the program, which is also a great thing. But there may be a class of students who have that drive in them, that they can create something of their own. They can create a company, they can create a product, they can create business, and they are hesitating because India is not known for a top-notch environment for entrepreneurship within the campuses, unlike so many foreign universities. So they may hesitate and not have that. What do you need? Very important, risk taking, the ability to take risk is something very important for becoming an entrepreneur. So that risk taking has to start from the day they enter into the campus. Now, how does a student take risk? When I say risk taking, it doesn't mean they have to put their money in something in the campus or do something very adventurous. When I say risk taking for students in the campus while pursuing their degree, I mean make them come out of their comfort zones. I'm saying make them come out is because I'm addressing the teachers. So you need to motivate them to come out of their shells, to come out of their comfort zone by pushing their boundaries, by setting the bar high, by making them more aspirational. So it's a very sad thing that so many students have so much capability, but they are not aspirational. They set the bar very low and they just believe in walking out with a degree with decent marks, and that's the end of their life in the university. There is so much more than that. So the teachers have to play the role of being their guide, their friend, their mentors, and they have to push them to go outside their comfort zone, participate in events. See, for entrepreneurship, there are certain qualities that are very important. First of all, passion for what you are doing. I always say that's the biggest, most important thing. Risk taking, I told you earlier, that is coming out of your comfort zone. People skills, team building skills, perseverance. It's not an easy task when you set up anything new. You have to persevere despite obstacles. The resilience, which means the ability to bounce back from failure. Continuous learning. Now, when I'm talking about all these things are to be taught to the student while they are following their academic pursuit here in the campus. How do they learn teamwork? They learn teamwork by participating in events. How do they learn how to bounce from failure? They learn that again by doing extracurricular activities or academic activities and not probably getting the highest grade. still persevering. So that is how you orient them as their mentors. How do you teach them people skills? How do you teach them communication skills? All by practice within the campus environment. So it's very important. Passion is something inborn. You cannot create passion. So that is something that is within a person. So there's a famous story about Socrates and his student. Once a student asked Socrates, what is the secret of success? And Socrates said, come, let's take a walk near the lake. So he was surprised, what's wrong with him? I'm asking him a simple question and he's taking me for a walk to the lake. Anyways, being his guru, he has to do what he says. So he went along with him. And Socrates took him a little inside the lake and suddenly pushed his head inside the water. The poor fellow was gasping for breath, and when he couldn't hold it inside, Socrates pulled his head out. And he asked the students was absolutely bewildered. What's wrong with him? What's happened to him? And Socrates asked him, what did you want most when you were inside water? He said, I wanted air to breathe. I wanted air. He said the desperation with which you wanted air when you were inside water, the urgency with which you wanted air when you were in, that same urgency, that same desperation, that same passion when you have for something, then you become successful. That is called success. So that is something that passion is something inborn. But it is for us teachers to identify their skill sets, to identify their passion, and create that motivation in them to raise the bar, to aspire for the stars, and to work hard to realize that dream. It's not just aspiring, it's not just dreaming, it's also working hard to achieve that. So you all are going to play a very important role in the life of the student. You want to develop entrepreneurship among the student community, it starts from the teachers. It starts from the day one that they walk into the campus, creating a classroom environment and a classroom ambience which encourages creativity, which encourages discussion, debate, argument, healthy argument, critical thinking, analytical thinking. All this is going to help them tremendously when they walk out of the campus and think of starting their own company and being their own boss. It's a wonderful feeling, and I hope that all the learnings that you will get through experts coming to these programs, you will pass it on to the student. So the best idea will not work until we work the idea. There's a quotation, the best idea will not work till you work the idea, which means that until and unless you learn from these programs and translate that learning, transfer that learning to the students, it is a pointless exercise. So you need to transfer it to the student in the class, day by day, continuously. You need to persevere, you need to believe in what you are saying, only then a success will come. With these words, I wish the department all the best. I would like to thank Dr. Jayam for inviting me here. I would also like to thank our guest of honor today. I've met him so many times, and I think you've called the right person. He's an entrepreneur himself. So thanks to him, and happy learning to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. I now call upon Ms. Ramya, Assistant Professor from the Department of Human Resource Management, to introduce our eminent chief guest. Over to you, Ms. Ramya.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. It's my pleasure to introduce our eminent speaker, Mr. Ramaprasad. Ramaprasad, a Master's MSc Tech graduate from BITS Pilani and a certified NLP practitioner. His goal is to create smart people who can solve life problems in a better way. Ramaprasad, using the insights he gained into human relations and behavior from his successful corporate career, spanning over 30 years and involvement in social services sector over a decade, has developed effective people skills programs. Ramaprasad worked in India's leading companies like Associated Instruments Manufacturers India Private Limited, JK Tires, and CAAD Center. At CAAD Center, he grew to become the executive director of the company in a span of 15 years. During his tenure in CAAD Center, he was instrumental in establishing CAAD Center in Delhi and making CAAD Center as a national brand. He developed the equipment business of CAAD Center in 1995. With virtually no employee and nil turnovers, he built the equipment business to rupees 45 crores in a span of 6 years and strengthened the company to 225 executives. Ramaprasad served as CEO in a new venture called IX 3D Prints, which specialized in 3D services. As a chief guest operating officer, he was able to successfully get across the concept of 3D printing services to architecture industry. He is an active Rotarian, having read Rotary Club of Madras West as its 50th president, made the club more vibrant with his interpersonal skills. He also initiated a dialysis center for the club, Thiruvirkadu Medical Center. He is known for his anchoring skills and he is a regular invited speaker in Rotary circles. Ramaprasad was the vice chairman of Indo-American Chamber of Commerce, Tamil Nadu chapter, which is a chamber that promotes bilateral trade between India and USA. On behalf of Dr. MGI University and Department of Human Resource Management, we wish you all success in future endeavors, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ramya. Now, the most awaited time has arrived. Without any further delay, I welcome our guest of honor and speaker for the day, Mr. Ramaprasad, to proceed with his presentation. Sir, we request you to take over the session and enrich us with knowledge.
Then thank you, Ramya, for your elaborate introduction. And thank you, Dr. Jayam, for inviting me to address your faculty. Initially, I thought it was for the students, but it doesn't make any difference because students are faculty. We are all learners continuously. And nice to meet Dr. Malini Pandey. In fact, whatever she spoke in those 5 minutes is something which I'm going to present for the next 45 minutes. So when you have people like Malini Pandey right next to you, you don't need invited speakers like me, actually. So what I'm going to do is, in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to share with you some of the essential skills with stories from my own, self. Okay. So here we go. Just to let you know that I was born and brought up in Madurai. So almost 17 years of my life I spent in Madurai in a joint family. You know how joint family works. Like we had about close to 12 people in the house and I was the only grandchild, completely protected, highly timid, did not take any decision for myself. And during the school days, the most important thing for me was friends and games. Academics was the last thing I preferred, especially in 11th and 12th. Most of the times I used to play with my friends. Till the time when the 12th marks came, that's when I was a little bit shaken because my friends had cheated me. My friends had scored more marks than me and they were ahead of me. And I was probably the last, the marks I scored was the least among all my friends. So I was upset with them. But till that time, I was never worried about marks. Okay, why marks are important actually? Well, if in those times, parents had 3 options for their sons. The first option to become an engineer, second option to become a doctor, or third option to become a chartered accountant. Okay, why these 3 options? Do they want to serve the nation or something? No. If you study any of these 3, you will get a good job, number 1, and good bride. So these are the 2 reasons why they were told to do either engineering or doctor or chartered accountant. So for me, I had to become an engineer. Unfortunately, for the marks I got, which was not bad actually, I did about 89% at that time was okay. But I couldn't get into any of these Tamil Nadu colleges. There were only 3 or 4 colleges at that time. So I couldn't get into any of the colleges. Some of my friends got into RAC Trichy. Some of my friends got into Tyagaraja College of Engineering. So I joined Tyagaraja College of Engineering in BSc Applied Science. That was the first admission I got. And for the first 2 weeks, the college was on strike because there was some Sri Lankan issue. So I couldn't go to the college. Exactly 2 weeks later, I got a telegram from this place called Birla Institute of Technology and Science, Pilani. Thankfully, I had applied for this place. And which Pilani, if you don't know where it is located, Pilani is about 220 kilometers to the west of Delhi. So you need to go to Delhi and take a 5.5 hour rigorous bus drive and then go to Pilani. So imagine a protected child, conservative family. Will any parents or grandparents leave that child to that desert? It's almost like getting deserted, right? You use the phrase getting deserted. That's what happened to me when I finished my school. I took the opportunity and went to BITS Pilani. Let me tell you, that is the best action or decision I have taken in my life, which completely transformed me from a very timid person who cannot even communicate properly. I can't speak a word of English, forget about the sentence. Okay, but after 4 years, I was totally a transformed person, thanks to the new environment, thanks to the new culture, which were forced me to develop. So anything new, please embrace it. So that's my first story for the evening. So my first lesson as an entrepreneur, you need to be ambitious. Ambition is something which is not taught. It's something from within. I need to have a dream. I need to have a dream. I need to have a vision. And I need to exactly know when I leave this world, how the society should remember me. Okay. Now, I'll tell you a small story. Dhirubhai Ambani. All of us know Dhirubhai Ambani, one of the richest person who is not there now. Mukesh Ambani is the hire of Dhirubhai Ambani. Dhirubhai Ambani, at the age of 18, was working in Jordan in a petrol bunk as a petrol vendor. So every day he used to watch a rich gentleman coming in a real most expensive car and filling the petrol. And whenever he comes, all the attendants used to go around him and he will tip all the attendants and then he will leave. So he was curious to know who this gentleman was. And somebody told him that, hey, he is an oil refinery owner. He owns an oil refinery. And Dhirubhai was 18 years old then. Now that's when he decided to own an oil refinery. And look what happened. Not very long ago, we have the largest oil refinery in Jamnagar built by Reliance under the leadership of Dhirubhai Ambani. Now that's what I call as a vision or a dream, where within a lifetime, you are able to convert your dream into reality. So ambition is mandatory for any entrepreneur because that's what keeps you going. And a dream should not let you sleep. It's not the dream which you get when you're sleeping, but the dream which doesn't let you sleep. I think this is the first requirement. Now, next one, I'm going to play a video. I hope the audio it's audible. If it's not audible, please interrupt.
If you think you want to do what you think I've done, then do what I've done. Fail big. Fail big. You only live once. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots. And you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. Dreams without goals are just dreams.
Okay, my second point to you is be a risk taker. One of the common problems we have is because we are so afraid of the future, we avoid taking risk. And risk taking is one of the primary skill or quality which an entrepreneur needs. Like everyone else, when I finished my college, I joined a company called Associated Instruments Manufacturing India Limited. And my job was to go at 8 o'clock, inspect all the parts and ensure that the parts are as per the designs. And then the job ends at 5 o'clock. So I used to have tea at 11, lunch at 1, tea at 3, and day ends at 5. So 8 it starts, ends at 5, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I said, this is not the kind of job I'm interested in. So I shifted to JK Tires 1 year later. Now, JK Tires was fantastic experience. Tire is one of the greatest invention made by human. I was in the marketing department. Again, after 1 year, it was not giving me any satisfaction. I wanted something to do with technology and this thing. And that's when CAAD Center was a startup company. It has started in the year 1988, and it was 89 March or something like that. And one of my seniors was working in that company. So I accidentally met him, and he was discussing about CAAD Center. And just I went and visited. I did a course with them, and one thing which struck me was all the people there were, like, my friend or senior was 24, I was 22, and rest of the people there were 22, 21, youngsters. And youngsters were doing something serious with future technology. Okay, this really attracted me. So without consulting anyone, without hesitating, I just left my high-paying JKTS job to the CAAD Center startup at 50% of the salary. Okay, my parents were furious. I said, "What? Have you gone mad? Why are you leaving such a cushy job and then coming to such a risk? You don't even know whether the CAAD Center will exist tomorrow, because it's just a startup, and people are not sure about what's going to happen to CAAD Center." I said, "Listen, I love the environment. I know that this technology has a future. That's my belief. So I got into it. If at all I fail, so be it. I can still come back and join some other company." So I was not afraid of failure. I just joined the company. Guess what? 8 years later, I became the director of the company, and the company also grew, and I became the executive director later on. And my parents, at the end of the day, had a smile in their face. They said, "Yeah, I think you did the right thing." So you never know. When you do a right thing, use your heart, take the risk, believe in yourself, and move forward. There will be enough number of people around you who will tell you not to do a certain thing. Don't stop yourselves. It's okay if you fail, because for us, failure is not the end of the story. In fact, if you look at every successful person, they must have failed several times before they succeeded. What we see is only the success part, but we don't see the failure which made them learn all the time. So don't be afraid to fail. So take risk. It's better to take risk and fail than not take risk and spoil your future. Okay, that's what entrepreneurship is all about. Be passionate. Okay, like Dr. Malini Pandey said, passion cannot be taught. It is something, it's an internal force. Okay, I know it. You need to work hard, you need to stay focused, you need to pursue your goals whenever you have your goal. So passion is something, just to give you an example, we had just started, after I joined CAAD Center, we were really struggling to meet our ends. I was in Bangalore, and every month it was clearly told by the management that we are not going to support you with finance. It's just you need to earn from your students or clients. So every month, by the time we come to 20th, 25th of the month, there will be enormous pressure to earn. So we used to go all out and earn and meet our ends. Then we decided, listen, this is not working. We had only a daytime course. Daytime course was not working. So can we do something better? Okay. What we did was we started a morning course. Sorry, we started an evening course, 6 to 8. That is 9 to 5, we had a daytime course. Then evening, 6 to 8, we had another course. So 6 to 8 also was not satisfying the needs of the organization. So we started 6 to 8 in the morning. Trust me, almost for 8 months, right from morning 6 o'clock to evening 9 o'clock, the same set of people came to the office. We were working day in and day out. And the only boring day during that time was Sunday, okay, because we didn't have anything to do. Otherwise, every time those 8 months, we thoroughly enjoyed what we did, despite the fact that we started the day at 5:30 in the morning and ended the day at almost 10 in the night. Yeah, but passion was the only reason where we were able to go. So I asked this question: are you really passionate about your whatever you do? So people, when they say I'm passionate, there is only one test for whether to see whether you're passionate. How do you exactly feel on a Friday or Saturday evening? Are you feeling good or bad? That is one test number one. Test number two, how do you feel on a Monday morning? Do you really feel cheerful? Come on, Monday has come and now I need to go out and achieve something. Now, if you have that feeling, then you are passionate. So passion is something which cannot be taught. It is the internal force which makes you work. Okay. Third, be confident. Confidence is the outcome of 100% belief in self and 100% commitment to what you're doing and knowledge. All these three put together builds your confidence. And confidence is something which is very, very much necessary for everyone. The I can do attitude. Even people who are doing business with you will do business with you only if you're confident. Only if they are confident about your confidence that you can solve their problems. You know, that's how the confidence works. So confidence is nothing but 100% belief in self. Now, it is very easy to say. We all, like right from childhood till now, when we grow up, there are so many things told to you by your parents, by your friends, by your environment. All these things actually go and sit in your subconscious and prevent you from building your confidence. So confidence is something which you need to develop over a period of time, and unless you're 100% believe in yourselves and 100% committed to what you do, you're not going to develop your confidence. So this is mandatory for any entrepreneur. And I had this typical situation where we had a negotiation to be done with one of the premier companies in Delhi called Engineers India Limited. The directors of the company, it was a 60 lakh order, and directors of the company were in their mid 50s, 50, 56, 57, 58. And I was 24 and my colleague was 22. We were the two who were going for negotiation. So I was, like usual, not so confident. So I called my father. My father is a HR person. He's no more anyway. He retired as a director HR from Dalmia Cements. And I contacted him. I said, Appa, I'm going here. Will these old people take me seriously? They are 55, 54, 56. Will they take a 25-year-old seriously? Now, this is what he had to tell me. It all depends on how confident you are and how clearly you communicate. How confident you are and how clearly you communicate. Now, that made me feel better, and I started believing in myself. And when I went, initially they were disappointed to see such a young person, but once they started communicating with us, they were clear that we mean business, and we did get the contract at the end of the meeting. So that's what belief in self and commitment is all about. So be confident. That's very important. Now, always have a purpose. So when I say purpose, clearly know why you're doing what you're doing. So we have this nice concept called Ikigai, which you may be aware already, but it's not about knowing what Ikigai is, but knowing what is it you have in that. So it has 4 circles: what you love to do, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. And what you love to do and what you're good at is your passion. What you're good at and what your world can pay for is your profession. What you can be paid for and what the world needs is your vocation. And what the world needs and what you love to do is your mission. And the convergence of all these is your purpose. Okay, so if you do this exercise and find out where you stand, you will clearly know what the purpose is. Just to give you an example, I was addressing the school teachers of one of the premier schools in Chennai. So I asked this question, like if one of your old friends, probably 20 years, after 20 years you're meeting each other and he comes and you both meet in a social function and he asks, hey, what are you doing? What will be your answer? So they all said, yeah, I teach maths in the schools, I teach geography, I teach language, I teach all these things. So basically, when you say I teach, it is your job. It is what you do. Why you are doing it? What is the purpose behind your teaching? That's more important to understand. So I asked them, won't you tell you are developing the future citizens and leaders of the country? Now, they looked at me like a Superman or a strange guy who has come out of nowhere. What? Do you think we should be answering like this? Like when somebody asks me what you're doing, yeah, we develop future citizens and leaders of the country. Then I asked, hey, don't you believe you're developing future citizens and leaders of the country? They said, yeah, we believe. But if I tell like this, people will laugh. Okay, so you don't believe. No, we believe. So why are you not telling it? So basically, when you start telling, we develop future citizens and leaders of the country, your approach to the whole teaching will be different. Okay. So when somebody asks me, what does Samartya do? I don't say we train people on people skills and soft skills. I say I enable people to become more able to realize their full potential. And that's what my purpose is. Okay. I enable people to become more able so that they can live up to their full potential. And that's what you as faculty of management studies have to do to your entrepreneur students, not only make them a great entrepreneur, but a great citizen and leaders of the country who can build our nation. That should be the purpose. Okay. Be a clear communicator. Okay. When I say communication has two parts. One, listening. Two, conveying something effectively. So when you listen with empathy. Many times, people in the pretext of listening will have a lot of things running in their mind. They are more listening from the fact of answering back rather than understanding. So your listening with empathy should be actually to understand the other person and not with the intent to reply or respond or give back, right? So try to understand people. Understanding people is one of the most important duty or the commitment of human beings. Like when we understand our fellow human beings, life will be much better. I'm talking about even within your homes, within your work environment, you should be able to understand people clearly. And the only way you can understand is when you listen to them with empathy. Okay, that's the first part. The second part, communicate with clarity. Whatever you have to communicate, you need to communicate with clarity in a way the other person can understand you. And what is the one way to check whether they have understood or not? Simple. Ask them to repeat what you said. They should be able to. If they're able to do that effectively, that means your communication has been effective. They have been listening to you intently. So if you forget something, or if you're not able to recall something, there's only one reason. You have not listened with intent, with attention. Okay, intent and attention are two important aspects in communicating. So communication is a vast ocean. There is a lot more thing to be done. But as an entrepreneur, you need to be a great communicator. Okay, so listen with empathy and communicate with clarity. These two things are important. Okay, be a decision maker. Set your goals, be clear with your choices, set your priorities. Now, decision making, is it easy? Not easy. But if you look at a unique power, what God has given us, to all of us, is the power of choice. Okay? Only you have the power to choose what you want. Nobody else. Okay? So are you using this power of choice effectively? I told you, till 17, I was a timid person. I was not confident at all. I couldn't do anything by myself. But when I was thrown into the desert, where everything was new, right from getting up in the morning to which class to attend, what to eat, where to do, everything I need to decide by myself. So when you start deciding on your own, your confidence go up. Let me tell you, it's better to take a wrong decision than no decision. Wrong decision, you learn and you take a right decision eventually. But when you don't take decisions, you don't grow. So don't be afraid to take decisions. Be a decision maker. Only your decisions, right or wrong, will take you further. Okay, I'm sure for every wrong decision you make, you will correct yourself, and you can't be continuously making wrong decisions. So decide. Don't avoid decision making. Most of us, when you are like your children, most of your decisions are taken by your parents, right? And when you come to college, sometimes friends take decisions for you. So it's very convenient for you to leave the decisions to others and not own the responsibility of the decision. Let me tell you, if you are what you are today, it's because of you 100%. Nobody else is responsible for what you are today. If you have not used your power of choice, start using it now. Be a decision maker. Use your power of choice. That's a unique power God has given us, and let's not waste it. Find a problem you can solve. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about popularity. If you identify a problem which you can solve, you can actually build a huge business. Let me share one other example from CAAD Center. CAAD Center, initially, their main business was to train, and even today, training is the main business. So initial days, we were training corporates like National Thermal Power Corporation, Engineers India Limited, then Bharat Heavy Earth Limited, and Larsen and Toubro, huge number of engineers. So at the end of training program, these engineers used to come to us and say, listen, Ramaprasad, it's fantastic. CAD will enable us to make quick designs, unlike the drafting boards. So it's all fine. But do you know something? We have a huge deposit of drawings in our archives in physical form, which means a large amount of space occupied by all the drawings which has been developed from the industrial revolution days, and it is stored in a physical form. Can you do something about it? Because it's very difficult for us to maintain these drawings, and also every time we need to retrieve this drawing and then keep it back. Now that was the question. That was the question posted to us at the end of the training. So we didn't stop with that. We said, okay, let's solve this problem for them. So we identified a wide format scanning device which can do the job for them. So basically you can scan a drawing and bring it to digital form, and then you, with a software, you can organize it properly. So basically we had a scanner, a software, and the next bottleneck was, can we print these drawings quickly from these after retrieving? Yes, we also provided a device to print it quickly. So this entire system was able to solve engineering design office's problem. And this is the business which I was heading for almost 2 decades. And that's a business I grew to about 50 crores from virtually 1 crore when I started. Okay. It's not that I wanted 50 crores. Basically, when I started solving this problem, automatically the business grew, the team grew, everything grows. That's how it works. So find a problem you can solve, you can automatically grow. Act with integrity. And what is integrity? Integrity is being honest to oneself. Whatever you think, whatever you say, whatever you do should be aligned. There should not be any misalignment. It doesn't matter whether you are at home or office or anywhere. When you say something, you actually have thought about it and you're saying. And when you're saying that I will finish this job by this time, please ensure that you finish that job by that time, not after that. And do not give excuses if you don't finish your job. Just apologize and commit to yourself that you do the job next time at the right time. So whatever you say, think, say, or do should be aligned. And if it is misaligned, you're not a person of integrity. And integrity is one of the biggest quality for any professional, especially entrepreneur, because that builds trust. And you don't do business with people if you don't trust them. So integrity is one of the qualities which one needs to have to be trusted. Okay. Finally, be a leader. Leadership is all about not bossing around, but developing people, making more leaders. Help your customers and community and stay focused on revenue and profits. Basically, if you look at a leader, he has only 4 primary responsibilities: to have happy employees, happy customers, good revenues, and good profits. If you stay focused on his 4 things, you can be a great leader, a great entrepreneur. And financial insights and knowledge to read the profit and loss statement, the cash flow statements, the balance sheets. These are all very, very essential financial skills for an entrepreneur. So I'm sure you as faculty will be able to develop these, because most of the people come to any organization because of their technical skills. So after they are proven technically fine performer, they are elevated to lead a team. Then you need people skills. So after you become more proficient in leading people and getting people inspired by your leadership, then you go to business skills. Business skills is all about knowing about business, profits, revenues. That's where your financial insight comes. So all these 3 things, your technical skills, people skills, business skills, are important if you have to be a successful entrepreneur. Okay. Just to summarize what we have done: be a risk taker, be confident, have a purpose, be a decision maker, don't avoid making decisions, be a great communicator, find a problem you can solve, act with integrity, and be a leader. Of course, be ambitious and be passionate is something which I haven't included, but this is the essence of the skills what a successful entrepreneur should have. And I will end this session with a video. Just watch it. So I wish you all great success in developing future citizens and leaders of the country, and best wishes to all of you. You can reach me at saamartya@saamartya.com, or you can WhatsApp at 9884060353, or you can visit my website, saamartya.com. You can get more information about what we do. And thank you for this lovely opportunity. I hope it was useful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Your session was very enriching. It's time for question and answer session. Dear participants, if you have any questions or queries to ask to our speaker, you can type it in our comment box. Okay, Mr. Suman, sir, can we go ahead with this session now?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Suman has asked how an entrepreneur can cope up with the situations of initial failures in the first years.
See, typically, one of the things which Dr. Malini Pandey itself mentioned, resilience. Okay, when you start something new, you can't expect immediate results. Just to give you an example from our own company, CAAD Center, when we started, the initial intent of starting the company was to provide CAAD services. Okay, and in the first 1 year, CAAD services, we were really struggling to get jobs because people were not ready. Then we realized that there is a greater opportunity for training compared to CAAD services. So we started training. And then the training started picking up when we became one of the Asia Pacific largest trainers. Today we have about 1,000 centers, not only within the country, outside the country as well. 28 countries we are represented. So the initial period, it will be highly testing, and you should not give up just like that. The resilience and the belief in self that yes, this idea will work is very, very essential for you to continue. So to answer your question, if you face initial failures, it is expected to happen. Don't give up. Keep continuing what you're doing and find alternate opportunities and learn from those failures and then move on. And don't quit at any point of time if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. The last thing you want to do is quit. Don't do that.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions to ask? All right. So, with your permission, I wish to end this question and answer session.
Please.
We have received very good feedback. So, thank you so much, sir, for delivering a wonderful and an informative session. We are very grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experiences with all of us today. I now call upon Ms. Vasanthi, Assistant Professor from the Department of Human Resource Management, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, madam.
The roots of all goodness lies in the appreciation. So good evening to all of you, and it's my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the management and the Department of Human Resource Management. I will take this proud privilege to thank our esteemed speaker, Mr. Ramaprasad, Director, CAAD Center, for his wonderful speech, giving us all the inputs as to how to become an entrepreneur ourselves, keeping our dreams and converting it into vision. So I thank our Joint Registrar, Dr. Malini Pandey, for giving us, again, supporting us and giving us all the encouragement for us organizing such programs. And I thank our our Dean, Dr. Manivannan, for his support at all times. And I would like to place our sincere appreciation and thanks to him for always being with us and encouraging us to have many such programs. And I thank our other Joint Registrar, Dr. Ramalingam, and our Deputy Dean, Dr. Rajavarman. And I also like to place our sincere thanks to Dr. Jayam, Head of the Department of for all her support, and my sincere thanks to my colleagues, Ms. Ramya and Ms. Niveda, for anchoring this program. Thanks to our tech support, Ms. Akshaya and Mr. Ganesh Babu, for all their support in having this program without any fault. So thank you so much, and wishing you all a pleasant evening.
Thank you, madam. At this happy moment, we would like to present our appreciation certificate to the chief guest. I request Ms. Akshaya to display the appreciation certificate. Thank you, Ms. Akshaya. The feedback cum assessment form for both the sessions will be available tomorrow in the YouTube description box. As per our policy, we normally won't request our speakers to share their PPT, but at the same time, this video will be ever available in our YouTube channel. Participants can view at any moment. We have come to an end of this program. Hope you have gained knowledge. With the satisfaction of presenting a good faculty development program, we wish to sign off for today and meet you all tomorrow at 3 p.m. for the second session. Don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel, Dr. MGR University Phase 2 Digital Learning, for further updates about our programs and videos. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.
Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai. Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai. Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai, Chennai. Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, University, Madurai.